I think we'll see, yeah, how people progress because I want to give them opportunity to. So, quick show of hands. Who here didn't attend the morning session on agentic workflows? Who did not attend the session? Okay, quite a few people. Let me jump into our slides quickly just to give everybody a quick refresher on what we covered. So this morning, we looked at our tooling called ChatGPT Agent, and that is what today's hackathon will focus on. So ChatGPT Agent, excuse me, could I have everybody's attention? So I understand we have some users, some participants who did not attend the morning session. So let's have a quick recap for everybody's benefit. Today's hackathon, the goal is for you to get hands-on with ChatGPT Agent. ChatGPT Agent is a tool within ChatGPT that gives you access to different sets of capabilities.
Please, can you start the session, please? A conversation, this individual conversation. We need to focus with the speaker, then you can start. During the hackathon, you can share whatever you have with your team in the team. So please, let's just give an opportunity for the others to listen to the speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. So ChatGPT Agent is a tool in your ChatGPT that you can call to do tasks for you autonomously. It has access to a different set of capabilities, so it can browse and analyze the web or internal data for you using deep research and using connectors. It can take actions on the web using its built-in computer using capabilities. It can write code and analyze data using code interpreter, so writing Python code in the background to build slides and spreadsheets, and also charts and build those outputs for you. Again, just to quickly recap, the capabilities of ChatGPT Agent are web search, deep research, connectors. So once you enable connectors, ChatGPT Agent can access your tools through those. It can use its internal virtual computer to go onto different web pages and take actions on your behalf. And it can also use code interpreter to do calculations, to build slides and spreadsheets and charts. How does it work? So obviously, once you start setting it up, if you give it access to connectors, think of it as the agent being able to go into your shared drives and review your academic knowledge. It can take that knowledge and then also do additional search and deep research. And by that, I mean a PhD level research or analysis. Where you don't have connectors and you don't have sort of a web search, uh, it can use a computer to access specific tools. So let's say if you want to give it access to your learning management system or some other tool that you're using for research or teaching, you can add it into your prompt and direct the agent to that website and then give it access to it. And we'll cover that in just a little bit with a quick demo. And obviously, once again, code interpreter for building different kinds of outputs. The reason I'm sort of reiterating this so many times is for you to understand what agent is so you can best use this time during the hackathon. So let's go ahead and actually look at how it works in practice. For those of you who didn't see it in today's session, this is how you navigate to your workspace, right? This is what you see when you land in your workspace. First thing that I want you to do is actually check that you are in the right workspace, right? So I have my name here. You should have your, this is EDU demo, so I'm in a demo workspace. You should have your KFUPM workspace name under your name. So that's the first thing that you need to check. Please make sure that you're in this workspace and that you're using this workspace throughout the hackathon and for any work that you do. Great. Once you verify that, the way that you call agent is by either clicking plus and specifically selecting agent mode. So you see that once I select it, it shows me that I'm using agent, and I can start configuring this now. And the first thing that I can do is use connectors to give it access to specific folders and drives. So let's say by default, I have web search enabled. So that means my agent will be able to go and do web search. If I enable SharePoint, it will be able to access my SharePoint and the files that I have there for the analysis. And obviously, a bunch of other connectors that you have natively integrated into ChatGPT, right? So we have this. Let's say if I now want to give agent specific tasks, just so that we can see how it will approach that task, I can now prompt it to go ahead, and this is an example that I used earlier as well, to go ahead and evaluate and optimize carbon capture and storage systems for facilities in Saudi Arabia and the GCC. So that's my first sort of context, right? This is the end goal with this prompt. We covered this in the slides, but the first thing I want my agent to do is do a deep research review of the latest technology. So that means I'm expecting it to go and do a very thorough analysis and produce a deep research output, which will be a very extensive, detailed, and cited report that will back my downstream analysis. My second task is to identify 15 potential project sites and compile them into a spreadsheet, right? So this is the second output I'm going to expect from the agent after my deep research report. It's a spreadsheet with 15 names of the project sites and some information that I'm asking it to capture. Last but not least, I'm asking my agent to prepare a slide deck overview summarizing key findings, comparisons, recommendations, and giving me a clear roadmap with next steps and timeline. So this is a very extensive prompt. You'll see it's very detailed. I'm telling agent specifically what I want to get out of it, and I'm not containing myself to one output. I'm asking it for three different things here. Great. So depending on this prompt, you may want to enable or disable connectors. In this case, I don't need it to be able to access my SharePoint. And my best recommendation and best practice is only give it access to connectors that it will need for the task. So if you're not asking you to go and access SharePoint or Google Drive or your email, don't toggle those connectors on. Just keep them off. So if I go ahead and kickstart this task, you see that it's setting up that virtual desktop. So it's going to spin this up and start doing actions. And you'll see that first and foremost, it actually comes back to me and says, okay, I understood what you want. I'll research the latest carbon storage technologies. I'll identify the 15 potential project sites, and I'll also prepare a detailed slide deck. So this is my first way of making sure that the agent got the right task. If something here looks off, you can just stop the agent right here by clicking on this button and then clarify what you want from it so that it actually doesn't go ahead and do this like detailed research and then comes back with something you don't actually want, right? So you see now I have this browser view of what the agent is doing, and I can see the chain of reasoning within this browser. So it's currently accessing this website, it's looking at direct air capture, energy systems, and I can see that it's now reopening the browser to proceed with some other tasks. I can use this view, which is pretty intuitive. You see that it's hitting some pages that it can't access. Potentially there are some paid wallpapers and stuff like that, but it's going to continue and reason and understand how to get the best information that you need and come back with the most helpful output. I can always take over the browser. So this is important. If you're directing ChatGPT agent to your learning management system or somewhere where you need to log in, please make sure you take over the browser, log into the system, and then you can come back sort of and let the agent finish the rest of the task. So let's say if I want to take over this browser, I can click on that and you see that it zooms out and sort of expands that window for me. And now I can start doing actions in the same browser. This is always a little bit laggy. So this is in beta preview. Sometimes you're going to hit that error. The best thing to do is just refresh the page and then try again. Great. So you see that I took over the browser. This is the last page that agent was on, and I can now do actions on its behalf. So I see it's looking at this net power cycle. This could be really cool. I could go ahead and maybe like open a new tab and direct it to a new page. Oh, sorry, this is a little bit laggy. You can open a new page, direct it to a different page. If you're facing sort of a pop-up where you need to log into your LMS or some other tool that you wanted to be able to access, you can input your login credentials using this tooling. And you'll notice this little call out at the bottom saying that ChatGPT won't see or store anything you do while you're here. So obviously it's a concern. Somebody had this question yesterday. Should I be giving ChatGPT my password to access like my LMS? If you don't want to do that, that's completely understandable. Just make sure that you take over the browser whenever it's in your LMS, input your credentials, and then you can finish controlling it once you're in. And then you'll see that it's going to proceed with what it was doing and just reevaluate what has changed since you took over control. And then compile a new set of next steps if something has changed very dramatically. If it sees that you just logged in to the system, it will go ahead and complete the remaining tasks.
So where is the location of this browser in terms of geo-blocking or in terms of site subscriptions? So for example, can I access Science Direct or ACS or whatever through a university subscription? Or does it count some as a service somewhere in US or where is it?
So this is a local browser that it uses, right? So it should be able to access the resources unless they're like paywalled or blocked or they're unsafe. It should be able to access resources. It doesn't have the same access restrictions you might have in your local browser on your like laptop, right? So let's say if your university blocks access to, I don't know, let's say Facebook, that doesn't mean that this local browser will have that access blocked. So it doesn't inherit those permissions, access restrictions.
So for example, if I get the subscriptions,
No, it won't have anything by itself. If you need to log into a system or have a subscription to a system to use it, you will have to take over the browser and then log into your account. It won't have those details. So we'll hit a blocker, right? Yeah.
Can I, this agent, can I integrate it with like the custom GPT or in the campus?
This is a great question. So I've done this before. Once you call agent, let's say if one of these instructions is going to be log into ChatGPT and use this custom GPT to run specific tasks, it can do that. So it becomes a little bit meta, but ChatGPT agent using this local browser can actually log into your ChatGPT and do tasks on your behalf in ChatGPT as well.
Campus also.
It can write Canvas, it can use Codex, it can do many different things in ChatGPT, yeah. But make sure that obviously you're gonna need to log into ChatGPT in this local browser as well when you're prompted to do that. Let's just take one more question because I'm conscious of time.
I ask it, be a little like log in like it's stuck in this, like in a loop of entering my out and again, like multiple times.
Yeah, well, it will at some point stop doing the task just because of obviously like if it runs for like 10 hours, it's not going to run for 10 hours on a loop. You might want to reconsider why you're going to be looping it to do the same thing. But yeah, it will do what you instruct it to do, but there are some sort of timeline restrictions that it's going to hit at some point. Great. So let's just move back to the slides. Actually, before I even do that, let's go ahead and see what the output could look like. So I ran a similar prompt in today's session, asking for deep research, a spreadsheet, and a slide deck. You see that this agent ran for 31 minutes, and then it built a detailed report for me. So this is my deep research report, and this has inline citations, and this has a lot of information that I asked for. Pretty extensive. I can share this, and by sharing, I mean either copy the link and send it to my colleagues that have access to the KFUPM workspace, or I can download this as a Word document or a PDF document. It also built a spreadsheet as I asked you to do. So you see there are 15 different sites here for CCS technologies, and then it includes information for the country, the type, the CO2 output, and up until like the suitability score for my project and the link. This is everything that I asked for, and it does this using Python code. And it also built a deck for me that I can preview in my chat as well. So this has project objectives, technologies like context, suitability ranking, and recommendations on next steps. Both the spreadsheet and the presentation are also downloadable. So once you download them, you'll have like a PPTX file, your PowerPoint file, your spreadsheet file, and you can obviously edit this on your computer locally. But you can see that, it went about this task, took a bit of time, and then came back to me. And in those 30 minutes, this one specifically because of the prompt, I didn't need to intervene with this in any way because it didn't need access to any of the systems where you need to log in. It didn't hit any sort of blocking errors. So it was able to complete this task without me even intervening. And you can imagine if you set up this task and ask it to run sort of specific things, and then you go about doing your other work and come back to this like half an hour later to check the output, that saves you a lot of time, right, on different things. Moving back to my deck here, I showed you a specific use case. What are some of the other things that you can do with this? If you're in faculty, research, administrative teams, you can do things like course material preparation, maybe student feedback analysis if you have that captured in some systems and want to do sentiment analysis and create a slide deck with summary. You can do automated literature reviews. You can do grant proposal drafting, student onboarding, a conference travel coordination. So really a range of different tasks that require access to different tools like search and deep research, building spreadsheets, building slide decks, using connectors to access different systems, using web browser, and so on and so forth. I did mention this briefly, but this is all in beta, right? So ChatGPT agent is capable of doing many, many different things, but it can still make mistakes. So what do I want you to keep in mind is, first and foremost, it's gonna ask for your explicit confirmation on some tasks that require taking actions. So let's say if you're asking it to submit forms, or if you're asking it to send emails, it's actually gonna stop before doing that and then ask you to go into that browser to either do the action yourself, or confirm that it can take that action on your behalf. Second of all, active supervision is obviously enabled through watch mode, what I just did earlier. And you will need to have active oversight over some of the critical tasks, like again, sending emails. On top of that, we have proactive risk mitigation. So ChatGPT agent is trained to refuse some high risk tasks. If you want to send bank transfers, obviously it's not going to do that for you because those are considered high risk actions. And whenever you take over the browser, again, just to double tap on that, your inputs remain private. So ChatGPT does not collect or store any of the data that you enter in those takeover sessions, such as passwords and login credentials, because the model doesn't need it. And it's safer for us that it actually never sees that information. Once you're logged in, it will just reassess what changed and then continue about its tasks. Great. So hopefully that was a great recap for those of you who didn't attend. What do you need to keep in mind for this hackathon? Keep things simple, start easy, start with easier workflows, and then once you get a grasp of how agent works and once you get the basics right, you can scale up from there. Map your workflow first. So whenever you're giving it a task, try and think of different steps it needs to take to complete that task and actually give that step-by-step instruction. So you saw I did like steps of deep research, spreadsheet, slide deck. Structure your prompt in a similar fashion. Give examples of the final format. So if you're building a deck or if you're building a form that's very specific, just attach that form or that deck to your prompt and tell the agent to use this template to complete the output. This is really, really helpful once you get started. And this really makes sure that agent can imitate the structure and style that you need in the final output. Guardrails are very, very important. So tell the agent what not to do. So, for example, if you needed to use specific information from the LMS, prompt it to use just that information and not any other source that it may decide to leverage. The agent tries to be helpful and it's sort of maximized to be as helpful as possible, but set those guardrails to make sure that it remains consistent and actually delivers what you need it to deliver. Name your tools and check tool permissions early. So if you wanted to access SharePoint, and I'm gonna again go back to my slides here. If you wanted to access SharePoint, make sure that you enable SharePoint in your connectors, because otherwise it may not be able to do that. If you disable SharePoint and ask it to access SharePoint, it's not going to be able to do that natively. So it's going to try and maybe use the web browser to go and log into SharePoint. But again, that's not the best way to complete the task, right? So check your tool permissions early before you start the agent. Sorry. Embed checkpoints. So we talked about taking over browser, but make sure that for critical actions, you do ask the agent to require your explicit confirmation. So some of these may not always be clear for the agent, right? So let's say if you don't want it to do certain things without your approval, ask it in the prompt. And also, just because we are constricted on time, and agents can take like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes to run depending on your task. Run several prompts at once. What I usually do is I'll take a prompt, run it, then copy that prompt, maybe tweak it just a little bit to see maybe if I can do things differently or maybe if I want to change the final output, and then run it again while the other agent prompt is running. And then let's say if you kickstart 5 to 7 different prompts, within the next 20 minutes, you can come back and see 7 different outputs, right? And that way you can understand what prompts work better, how you can, in your future workflows, make sure that you prompt the agent correctly from the get-go. And that's just that's a really effective way of iterating and learning to use this effectively. With that in mind, yeah, I think let's just get everybody started and then I'll start walking around and I can take questions at your tables. You can work on this in teams. So there's a lot of you, so feel free to work on this in teams. I actually do encourage you to work in teams so you can share your learnings, but you can also work individually if that's what you prefer. At the end, I will ask you to please submit your projects using this link, but we'll come back to this. I'll keep this on the screen so you can refer to this later. Thank you. Let's get started. Excuse me. So just for everyone's attention, because we do get this question a lot, Currently, your students don't have access to the KFUPM workspace. So whenever you create applications or tools in the workspace, you will have to share them externally in your sharing settings. So not just with your workspace or by invite only, you need to create links that can be shared externally. Globally, yeah. So obviously not ideal, but this is the current way of doing things. Your students don't have access to this workspace at the moment. Thank you.
I'm happy with this. Description on other parts of the paper. Yeah. But the actionable Those with no background, those who have background, and then we go even to
تديها زي ما هي.
Even though, like, you see, you do something that you are not sure
Okay, 7 more minutes. Just for everyone's attention, I'm gonna put the link here to submit your project. So you can scan the QR code or use the Google Forms link. Please do submit your projects. We're very interested to see how you're using ChatGPT, and then we'll share those with your teams as well. And obviously, we're gonna be deciding on our winners over the next few days. So if you want to be considered, do submit your use case. Is that writing still? So let's see. I think it's gonna
This one.
So Canvas obviously. So, for example,
Yes, you're right. Nice. Yeah, you saw that it needs yeah, so
So I just wanted to check, you are submitting your use cases, right? You have 7 more minutes, after which we'll start our presentations. And I'll start with volunteers if there's anybody who wants to present first. Otherwise, we'll try and pick, I guess, randomly or from the use case list.
And that should show quality.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, what to do? You put I told him probably in the just make see like a number like this, or get so
Okay, great. We're at time, 2:30. So if you want to present, please join this Zoom link beforehand. And then we're gonna start getting you here and presenting. Just make sure that you join before you come to the stage, otherwise it takes a bit of time. And yesterday we spent quite a bit of time on just like the Zoom setup. Um, sorry? Oh yeah. You can send later. So you have sort of until end of day to send this. And somebody did ask this earlier. The presentations is just for you to showcase your solutions. They won't count towards the evaluation of the winners, right? This is just for us to encourage idea sharing. Yeah. And then again, we'll send all of this, the link to the form in an email as well. Yeah.
So for anyone filling out the form, if you want to show the conversation, there's a field at the end of the form where we ask for a link to screenshots.
Yeah. So if you want to share your conversation, I'm going to just switch tabs very quickly here.
Especially if you build like an app or something that you want to.
So if you're going to be sharing Canvas applications, you need to share specifically the Canvas link. Do not share the conversation link, share the Canvas link, right? So this is a conversation. The way I share my conversation link is by clicking share. And you'll see that there's a link here that I can just copy and then include in your form submission. If you're sharing a Canvas link, and let me show you how that would look like. So let's say Canvas build a simple termite app. So let's say if you're building a very quick Canvas solution, or not very quick necessarily, but you need to share the Canvas link, which is done in Canvas UI here. So you create and share this link. It should have Canvas in the link. If you just share the link to your conversation, we will not be able to see your Canvas. This is a restriction. This is a security thing on our end. So do make sure. Huh? So you need to make sure, yeah, this link for Canvas specifically.
Anyone doesn't know, just raise your hand and I'll come by and check.
Great. Any volunteers for presentations? Let's start with you, because yesterday you were also the first one to do it. So I'm going to keep the tradition going. And then you can do the second, and then the table behind you third. And then you, yes, I really want you to showcase your solution. Yeah, I'll allow you to share. Perfect. Do you want to come to the stage?
Yesterday's and today's as well, without the Canvas code. I didn't know I could copy the Canvas.
Yeah, you can copy it and then put it in your link.
Right. Do I submit again?
If you already submitted, no need.
That's fine.
It's the same form. If you submitted your use cases yesterday and you built something new today, do submit. But do not share the same link. It's the same form, so you will have your use case from yesterday as well. But if you built something new today, submit the new use case.
Yeah, I'm just saying I submitted today's as well, even though it's a new case.
Yeah, perfect. That's fine.
Without the app, I forgot to also.
Oh, then submit it again, please.
Yes,
so we can see the app. Great.
So I filled the same things, but I also submit the app as well.
Yeah, submit the app. Okay, you should have access to this now. Oh yeah, so you can now start.
Are you in their workspace now?
No.
Because if someone built a custom GPT.
Yeah. We will work to get access. Don't worry.
Okay,
just tell them to submit. Yeah.
Ask them to publish it to their workspace for now,
Or just use the link, publish it. We'll find a way to access it.
Okay, so I initially tried something simple, which is for the agent mode to access my email. Obviously, we always face issues with finding the right collaborators, which or who have some overlap with our research areas. So I asked the agent mode to access my email and find people in my email list, in my contact, and from our communication who have overlapping research interests with me. Interestingly, the first name, Sulaiman Al-Tarifi, is actually the professor I worked closely with already. So that's not news to me. But then, for example, this name I didn't know about at all, and it actually has the name or the person has very relevant research experience with me. Several names as well I didn't know about, and then this is actually my name. It listed it as well. That's 100% overlap with my own research. The major is wrong. I'm mechanical, but this is also funny because in my interview, the interviewers asked me if I'm sure I'm in the right department. They said your field is very relevant to chemical engineering. And then these names as well. So I thought I could also build an app using Canvas to make this more general and with more options. So I asked Canvas to build this app. So first you see a discovery tab, which just lists different research areas and people who work on those. Then the collaborate tab has some researchers at KPPM, and then you have a match percentage, and you write the keywords you're interested in. For example, if I copy this, so Dr. Malak is a professor, I think, in computer science, yeah. So if I copy the first keyword and I paste it, okay, I noticed that it works better with the abbreviations. So if I find something like, Internet of Things, for example, I think it should work. With the full words, it's.
Do you want me to hold this?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so 9%. It gives me 9% with Dr. Ibrahim because here I have like 10 entries or 11, and only one of them is matching, right? If I increase another keyword, it will show me a better match as well.
And then you can also email directly from here.
Exactly, yeah. Hopefully, I didn't try it.
So, yeah,
okay,
so no
it's
action,
blocked maybe,
yeah.
Okay, I closed it. Yeah, again, run code. The name is link KPPM. There are also some funding opportunities with the amount. So if I write, I'm interested in funding from CAXT, for example, and I search here, CAXT, it will show me that, yes, there is an opportunity from CAXT with this amount. I think I found it from the web. Some ideas, some Q&A as well. How can we use LLMs to give feedback on Arabic writing? That's it. And just to apply the agent mode for my app yesterday. So this app yesterday was about events at KPPM. So now I allow the agent mode to access my email directly and find the events for me. For example, if I put this 11 a.m. or let's say 6 a.m., you see the list here, which will not include the lecture today, the seminar at 8:30. If I change it to 8:30, hopefully it will find it in my email. Yeah.
So it should have that statically, right? So I think it should.
Yeah, so the agenting workflows in it. So yeah, so I just applied the agent mode in yesterday's project, and that's it.
Great.
Thank you.
A round of applause. Yes, I do want you. Oh yeah, first, sorry, you'll be fourth. So second, third, and then we'll move on. Did you join the Zoom as well? Sorry. Perfect. So you can now share. I can hold the mic so you can speak.
Where is it?
Maybe, by the way, we can always, I don't know if you all know each other, but maybe like before you start demoing, do a quick intro. So that would like help us set the scene a little bit.
My name is Mohammed Saad Al-Ahmadi. I'm the assistant dean for graduate programs at KPPM Business School. Okay, taking care of MBA, executive MBA, and others since 2015. This is a platform called KPPM Bridge that tried to serve the community at large from different perspectives. And this is a prototype. Of course, we can increase it. The first thing, and this is even I showed the first version to Shaig yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. This is here. It's you filter and you search. And we have fake data. This is the departments. This is you search by keywords, authors. Okay. Also by the H index. Okay. And recent if it is less than 5 years. And this is a network who are close to each other in research term. If you hover for, you'll see the name, okay? And here, if you want to request collaboration, this is a draft of email that to send and request. Yeah. So you can filter, for example, we can filter using drilling fluids, okay? And we put it here, and the number will be less, okay? And then maybe if we want the index to be only 0 to 9, for example, we will have less researchers, and this will be filtered here also, okay? So this is one type. Diversity is very critical for KQBIM lately. Unfortunately, they didn't show the map, but everything is C here, or ocean, okay? But this will show faculty, researchers, students, staff, okay, and the count. And this is the largest one is what? Saudi Arabia. If we just remove, for example, researchers, the number and the cycle size will be decreased. You can increase the number, the count, how many, okay, to filter. And this is the table. Okay. Yeah. This is, so you can filter and you see the diversity for different people. You can even do what? You go and search, for example, Jordan, and
You'll see that now with the
yeah, then even here it's here, Jordan. Yeah, okay.
You'll need to reduce this.
Reduce it, yeah. Okay.
Because otherwise, yeah.
Yeah.
Jordan is right.
Jordan and the total. Here, co-op training. This is for companies to post the opportunities for our students to go get internship, and you deadline for applying. You can pick from here. I don't want to take a long time. This is Saudi Aramco, and this is summer training. This is our alumni to keep track of them, and if they are willing to mentor our students, okay, and we send invitation to them. The community, even the residents, the families, okay, they may have groups, or they want, for example, to buy, sell, or swap things, okay, a book for reading or something like this, private for KQBIM or public, okay, and we have a different things here. And in announcement, if there is announcement, if it's research, registrar, news, we can add even more, okay? There is also the admin hub to control these things, okay, to approve things, okay, to request, delete, export data. And also we have the Arabic version from all these,
awesome.
Okay? Thanks a lot.
This is like a super app for KQBIM. I knew super apps were popular in the region, but this is like the first one that I've seen done for the university. Great job.
Yeah, and you did it all just in this session?
Yeah.
Wow, good job.
I tried, by the way, the
Game?
agent, and it was surprised at the end. Towards the end, it didn't create an app. So I redo it again with the canvas.
Yeah.
I'm going to share.
Yeah, so you can share your screen. You can start setting the scene, and then is it a specific this one?
This
Great.
Okay, so
I can hold the mic so you can.
okay, this is actually the case in which we are making a game. So I, with my daughter, we decided to make a game. So this game is actually an aeroplane game. So it's written, make an aeroplane game. The aeroplane should fly up and down using the up-down key. So this is the only statement we gave to the ChatGPT. And it took like some time to generate the code for this game. And you can see that the code is actually quite long, which is 369 lines, okay? So now we can come over here and we can click on run code. And as we run code, the game is actually there. So you can just play the game. So within seconds, you can make this game. Now we found that it was actually balloons. There were balloons before. So we asked ChatGPT that we need Kuromi and Halloweens instead of balloons. So this was actually our next prompt. So you can come over here. We can come over here. Where is it? Here.
So if you want to close this,
Yeah,
maybe.
we'll close this one. So we asked it to replace the balloons with Kuromi and Halloween. Add Kuromi and Halloween instead of balloons and make aeroplane wings. There were no aeroplane wings before. So then it actually, made this one again and generated the code again. And then we asked it that the aeroplane is flying very slowly. So how we can make it fast? So it gave us some. It did not regenerate the code again, but it gave us some suggestions. And it's written in JavaScript. It's actually React is actually a library of JavaScript. So it told us that you can increase the speed from 3 to 6. So what we can do, we can come over here again to this code. And in line number 33, if we increase the speed to, for example, it was 3 right now, if we increase it to 10 and run the code.
Yeah, it's
103, sorry.
That would be too fast.
So if we run the code again, and now we'll see that now it's fast. So if we know a little bit about the code, how the program actually works, we can change the speed and we can amend the parameters of the game. And if, for example, we can come back over here and I want to go back to the code.
To the code itself?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
it's here.
let me open that up. The one with the airplane, right?
Yeah. So if, for example, I want to, and the good thing is that the comments are also there. So if, for example, I want to increase the vertical up and down speed, it's 5 right now. If I want to make it like double, so I can make it 15, for example, and run the code again. So we will see that it's going to move up and down quickly. So just run it again. So the vertical motion, the speed of the vertical motion is also now fast. So it's faster than before. So
what did you
it's
do
gonna.
to deploy this?
Sorry.
What command did you do to deploy this
Interface? I just wrote that I need a game. That's it, and it generated it automatically.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything. No. So this is what I wrote. I can show you the. Where is it? Somewhere over here. Yeah, there it is.
Scroll here.
Then this is the command which I've given. Make an aeroplane game. The aeroplane should fly up and down using. That's it. So make it.
Yeah.
And it made it. And now, if for example we know how the programming works, we can adjust the parameters. Okay.
I think that's a great use case because in a lot of the ways we think about like bringing these interactive apps into the classroom as well, so you can make your classroom a bit more engaging and fun. Obviously, keeping cognitive outcomes in mind and making sure that you do encourage learning, but this is a new way of building content for your students.
So I think with that, we have reached time.
Okay.
Unless there's any, like one last writing one, but otherwise what we can do is ask everyone afterwards to share out what they've built. How does that sound?
If someone has anything you'd like to ask about, is it possible to deploy, you have to put that in there?
So you should they have access to support, right?
Yeah, there's support.
There's support at openai.com. So if you have any technical questions, if you're like maybe seeing some errors, you can reach out to your support teams with these questions. And then we also have the Champions Network that hopefully will try and drive these questions on the campus.
I have a channel especially for champions.
You have a lot of internal experts, and I think we saw a lot of that on display throughout the room today. So as Dr. Emmer was just saying, there will be a network and a community for everyone to connect. But first, can I just get a round of applause for everyone in the room because you were all impressive.
You deserve one.
Oh.